Hello everybody, and welcome back to Pokemon White. So, in the last part we went through another round with the Regis family, and once again I did more on-screen training. But today will be the day where we get to face off against the Regis family one more time. For the last time, I should say. But also, as you can see, yeah, during my on-screen training, now every single one of my teammates has now reached level 74. But anyways, we're just gonna go through this, and also the Regis family and family members again. I need to bring up something that I probably should have mentioned as soon as we started post-game. Now, considering that I got to show off, the more strongest fight up against Sharon, yeah, some of you may be wondering, am I gonna be showing off, like, how do we get to battle? If some of you are wondering if we can't battle against Bianca during a post game, well, we can. It's just that you actually have to wait until you actually defeat Alder first. So essentially, yeah, you have to go through all that stuff with Alder first, and then defeat him, so that you can actually have a battle again against Bianca. But however though, now the way that you battle her is a lot more strict than Sharon, because, well, you can only battle Bianca on once every weekend, and even then, before you even get to battle her, yeah, she'll say some dialogue before you even think about before you actually battle her. And then you have to wait until the next weekend in order for you to be able to battle her then. And get this, I am currently recording this video on a Sunday, so essentially, if I talk to her now, then I have to wait until the next weekend in order for me to be able to battle her again. And considering that, but I just think, yeah, I've been at this playthrough for way longer than I probably should be at this point. Yeah, so I figured that, yeah, I may as well not even bother show off the more stronger battle against Bianca. Yeah, considering, yeah, honestly, I feel like at this point I just want to finish off this playthrough off. Yeah, considering that I am pretty close to showing off what I actually want to show off this playthrough anyway. So, yeah, but anyways, as we are just going through these battles again, now I may as well just go over her team, now I may as well just go over her strongest team this time, yeah. But anyways, now starting off is her Stoutland, now who still has the ability Intimidate, and has the moves Return, Ice Fang, Surf, and Wild Charge. So essentially, her Stoutland has definitely got more type coverage this time. And then as for her monkeys, now it's essentially the same thing as Sharon's monkeys, where all three of them have the same moves. Now this time being Return, Rock Slide, and Brick Break. And they also have the same elemental moves as Sharon's monkeys as well. Yeah, it's just that they're also not holding any sort of they're not holding to any sort of items. And then as for her Musharna, it has the ability Forward, and it has the moves Return, Yawn, Dream Meter, and Psychic. So essentially, yeah, you do get to have a turn right after Musharna uses a Yawn, before your Pokemon goes to sleep, so that of course the Musharna can utilize that friggin' Dream Meter of it. And then as for her starter Pokemon, now all three of them do have the move. Now all three of them have the move Return, is just that her Samurott will have Aqua Tail, X-Scissor, and Aerial Ace. Her Superior will have Leaf Storm, Dragon Tail, and Coil. And her Emboar will have Flare Blitz, Brick Break, and Wild Charge. And then, as for the Pokemon that she also adds onto her team. Now the first one being a Chandelure. Now, and it has the ability full Lash Fire, and it has the moves Return, Shadow Ball, Psychic, and Overheat. And then finally, as for her last Pokemon, Mienshao. Now it has the ability Inner Focus, and it has the moves Return, Drain Punch, U-Turn, and Fake Out. So essentially, your typical moveset you probably would expect from a Mienshao. So yeah, so as you can probably tell, yeah, all of her Pokemon really like to, yeah, she really likes to have U-Turn on her Pokemon. Yeah. Yeah, apparently, yeah, she really likes to utilize that return move for all of her Pokemon. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, but that's it, yeah, and that's, oh yeah, and also, and I guess I should say this as well, now her team's Pokemon are actually, like, 2 levels up below Sharon's team, so if you faced off against Sharon before Bianca, then you're probably gonna have a much more easier time dealing with. You're probably gonna have a much more easier time dealing with her than with Sharon. But anyways, next we're just going for this last battle against the Regis again before we get to our final. Before we get to the actual final member of the family. I may as well now go over the Pokemon whose anime appearances that were shown from Trish's team. Now, starting off with Weavile here. Now Weavile, even though it doesn't get too many appearances in the anime, but Weavile definitely got some, but Weavile has still gotten some major focus throughout the years. Now after the Lucario movie and that one appearance that Weavile got in the Battle Frontier season, yeah, Weavile definitely got some more major appearances in Sinnoh, but more so because of a particular Weavile that we saw from Paul. And then after that, then after Sinnoh, Weavile got some more major focus in Kalos, where we definitely saw it be utilized quite very often, more so. Well, actually, Weavile didn't show up until the. Well, actually, Weavile didn't show. Actually, Weavile didn't start showing up until the XYZ season. Yeah, that's when Weavile never got some more major focus. Yeah, now one of them being Alon's Weavile. The second one, now another one being Mabel's. One of the admins of Team Flare, that being Mabel. Yeah. And then another Weavile that was owned by one of the ninjas that tried to take over the ninja village. Yeah, but anyways, then after that, Weavile didn't start making any major appearances in Journeys until we got the start of the Project Mew arc, where one of the members, Quillen, we definitely saw his Weavile quite a bit. And then Weavile has only made one appearance during Horizons. So Weavile, yeah, even though Weavile's gotten some major appearances throughout the years, it's just that, yeah, Weavile still doesn't make that many appearances still. Yeah, I wish we really got to see more of Weavile, but hey, honestly, I'll take what I can get, really. But anyways, everyone, as you'll see, yeah, now we finally meet the last member of the Regis family, who just so happens to be the next head of the family. So let's just say he's probably going to be much more of a bigger challenge you probably would expect. Now he starts the battle off with a Donphan. Alright, now as you can see everyone, Donphan here. Now Donphan here actually has the same sprite that it got from Heart Gold. Essentially has the same sprite from Heart Gold and Heart Gold and Soul Silver. This yeah, Donphan really looks like he really wants to roll at you so badly. Yeah. From the way that it was moving its foot. That right there I just saw. Yeah. But anyways, now we also has a Tangrowth. Yeah, we finally get to see freaking Tangrowth, huh? Yeah, much more later after our first encounter with Tangrowth, huh? But anyways, everyone, now Tangrowth here, awesome. Now, Tangrowth here actually does get a brand new sprite for this generation. Whereas this time, Tangrowth is not exactly standing. Now, this time, Tangrowth is not sitting down whatsoever. Yeah. Yeah, Tangrowth this time Tangrowth really looks like he really wants to fight you this time. Oh yeah, now we also got Lantern finally. As you can see, now Lantern here essentially has the same sprite from Heart Gold and Soul Silver as well. It's just that now that it's more animated, as you saw from Lantern, it's the lines on its head actually does act like that they're actually are constantly glowing all the time. Yeah, that's something you really don't get to see too often, huh? Oh yeah, and now we finally get our very first appearance of a Braviary. Yeah, it takes us until this point of the game for us to finally encounter a Braviary. Like, jeez. Yeah, I know we can't really get Braviary until post-game, really. Well, I guess you could during the main game, but you essentially would be... Although you probably would take even longer before you even get to battle against N, or even the... before you face off against Gensys, or even N. Or even the Elite Four, even before then. So, yeah, as I was saying, you probably would not get to see, Braviary until post-game. But, jeez, man, we finally got to see friggin'... Yeah, we finally got to see our very first appearance of a friggin' Braviary all this time. Like, jeez. But anyways, yeah, now here's the one, his last two Pokemon were indeed a Hexorus and a Bisharp. But as we know for Bisharps at this point, yeah, they're slow as all hell now. But anyways, Miles, you are finished. Alright, we are finally done here. Yep, sigh indeed. I guess it's still too early to identify myself as the head of the family. You should be proud of yourself for defeating the distinguished trainer family, the Riches. Yeah, I guess I definitely feel honored. But anyways, with that said, now once you have defeated the last member, now we cannot battle with them again after that. So yeah, fine. So yeah, let's just say so yeah, essentially we are now officially done with that. But anyways, now it's time to do what I usually do during post-game. Now, as for the smart Pokemon that I just checked, it's a Pokemon that I've already encountered during post-game, so I'm not going to bother go in after that. Okay. Now I still need to get my Lilip, Aerodactyl, and Kabuto from from that guy in Twist Mountain. So let's just see if I can actually get it. Now let me see if I can actually get it. If I can at least get one of them at least. Well, that is if I don't get another of the same fossil again. But anyways, what are you gonna give me this time? Ah, there we go, finally! Root fossil! Alright, perfect. Alright, now as I now head on back to Necrin City to have that restored. Now, I may as well go over Kendra's appearances in the anime. Now, during Johto, Kendra still didn't get that many appearances during that. Yeah. And then after that, Kendra didn't make a single appearance after that until it only got like only two minor appearances in Kalos. And the one Kendra that we really saw during Journeys was the one that Go had to capture. Was the one that Go had to capture. No, for a mission for a project Mew. Yeah, and we still have not seen Kendra yet for Horizons yet. Yeah. Which is certainly a bummer. Yeah, I wish we really got more Kendra appearances still as well. But anyways, then as for Vespiquen, even to this day, it still doesn't get that many appearances. It only got like 2 or 3 appearances during the entirety of the Sinnoh anime. Then it only got like one appearance at Kalos, and it is only now, and even then, it has gone at least two minor appearances during the one or two minor appearances during the entirety of the Horizon series. So I guess it's better than nothing, I guess. But still, though, I wish we really could have gotten to see more of Vespiquen. But as everyone, as you see here from our Laleep here, now Laleep also gets a brand new sprite for itself. Yeah, and as you saw, it definitely really likes to move around and twitch those little like vines of his. Yeah. Yeah, that Laleep definitely likes to twitch those little vines of his. Although it's probably much more than it's probably more than what its evolution it's probably more than its evolution Great Daily does. Yeah, that's all I want to say about that. Okay, once again, it is back to the big stage to report to see if there are any new trainers this time. And if not, then I may as well just go over the appearances of the Pokemon that we've already seen. Excuse me. But anyways. Oh, the Parasol Lady. Okay, we haven't faced off against her yet. But for the other two, we definitely have. Yeah. But anyways. Oh yeah, she wonders what Pokemon battles are like in the rain. Well then, why don't you go outside then if you really want to find out. But anyways, as you can see, yeah, if she's talking about the weather, then that obviously means that she obviously has to have the Pokemon that is actually more focused on the weather. Castform. Now as you can see, Castform here actually also does get a brand new sprite. But that's only just its base form. As for the other forms that Castform gets, I want to say they are essentially identical to the ones that Castform got before. Yeah, they essentially almost look very identical to the previous sprites that Castform already got. Yeah, now the base form of Castform actually does get a brand new spray, but its other forms, not so much. Yeah, not so much. Yeah, but anyways, since we're finding Smoochum again, may as well go over its appearances in the anime. Now, Smoochum, yeah, only after getting like a few appearances during the entirety of Johto and Hoenn. And now it does get a few more appearances during the Sinnoh anime, but not a whole lot. But then it was until the Kalos anime where Smoochum definitely got more screen time, thanks to one of Serena's rivals, Nini. Now we usually see her with her Smoochum, and a Farfetch'd. And also, her Smoochum definitely had a major crush on Pancham. Yeah, Smoochum definitely fell really hard for Serena's Pancham. But anyways, then after that, Smoochum still doesn't get any appearance, or even not at all after that. Although it did get one minor background appearance during these, but that's really it. Yeah, and we have still not seen Smoochum at all during the Horizons yet. Yeah, that is certainly a bummer, huh? Although it's obviously a much better than what Jinx will barely even have at all. Like, yeah. Jinx, even to this day, still just not getting that many appearances. Like, but anyways, since we're now finding you again, I may as well go over some of your Pokemon. Now, I'm probably really gonna talk about Cherubi, really. Now, as for Cherubi's appearances in the anime, yeah, it still doesn't get that many appearances outside of Sinnoh, or even not at all. Like, the only appearance that Cherubi really gets outside of Sinnoh was the Zarude movie. Yeah, but that's really about it when it comes to Cherubi. But anyways, now if we don't see anyone new in this one, I'm just gonna be ending off the video. Oh, we have the other preschooler, which I'm pretty sure we have also not faced off against yet either. So yeah, we finally get to face off against you finally. But anyways, now let's see what you got, Yvonne. Oh, here we go, Mime Jr. Now, as you can see, Mime Jr. here essentially has to, now I believe this is the same sprite that Mime Jr. gets within Diamond and Pearl. Yeah, although Mime Jr. is kind of hard to be able to keep balance on that 1 foot of his. Yeah, I don't get why some Pokemon really like to stand on 1 foot while they're trying to keep their balance. But as anyone, with that said, time for more off-screen training. And so, until next part, I'll see you guys next time.